Hi, I'm Alex Archbold. I've been buying and selling antiques since I was a kid. Over the years, generations of our family have gotten involved in the business, and I'll search just about anywhere I can to find hidden treasures both big and small. I never know what I'll turn up next. It's about exploring new places, seeing new sights, and having fun. And even though sometimes I get over my head, we try and make things a little better along the way. This is Curiosity Inc. Hey guys, I'm in Bozeman, Montana. I have never been to Bozeman before. It's my first time. I've been to Montana as a kid. I'm out here visiting family this time around, and in fact, they're back at the hotel, the Airbnb, getting ready for the day, and I thought I'd come out and show you guys a little bit of the town. I have to tell you, I'm really impressed with Bozeman. We've been here for a couple days now. It is an extremely clean, friendly city, but why take it from me when I can show you? I am downtown right now, and although when I'm filming this, it is the 4th of July, so happy Independence Day to our American friends. The weather's great, streets are nice and clean, and there's a ton of things to do downtown. Art galleries, coffee shops, restaurants are aplenty. Even the old movie theaters, which are often sort of derelict, are intact and still playing shows and doing stuff. It's a lively town with lots to do, so let's have a visit today, see what there is to do around Bozeman, and have a little fun. Let's go. First up this morning, it is bright and early, and everybody else is back at the hotel. I'm gonna go to Wild Joe's coffee spot and grab myself something to drink, and also possibly grab a caramel. I had one of those the other day, they're fantastic. While I was inside, I grabbed a bouquet caramel. They are absolutely fantastic. I can't even describe, well, I guess maybe I should eat it and then tell you what it's like. They're amazing. Normally when you have a caramel like this, they will pull your fillings out of your face. Not these. They're very soft, kind of buttery. Oh, they're so good. It's first thing in the morning. I probably shouldn't be eating that, but it's so good to pass up. I have to say, the town has kind of a, I don't want to say resort feel, but I mean, when you go to like an Aspen or a kind of a mountainy town, it's just very, very clean and tidy and looked after, and all the buildings are occupied. There's lots of life, and it probably doesn't hurt that it's a university town. Founded in 1893, Montana State University has been teaching thousands of students every year. In fact, enrollment is typically around 20,000 students a year right now. It originally had a focus on agriculture and sciences, and now it's expanded into everything from film studies to animals to everything in between. You can pretty much learn it all here, and a pretty high success rate for students graduating. It's been a great addition to the Bozeman community and keeping a lot of life and young blood in the area. But if you're not driving around town and not taking the sights and not picking up amazing chai lattes downtown, you can come to the Museum of the Rockies, which is just across town. Everything's pretty much just a 10-minute drive from anything else. And I've brought the kids, the wife, the family. We're gonna go inside and check it out. Ooh, dinosaurs. Wow, when you first walk in, they have a dragon waiting for you. What does it say? Are dragons real? Their bodies look like those of lizards, snakes, or dinosaurs, but dragons are found only in folk tales. So they say. I'm gonna start breeding dinosaur bones. Okay, that made no sense. Anyway, there's a dragon. So this is trying to tell us that if you think you see a serpent, maybe what you're seeing is a bunch of whales or dolphins or something on the water. But I don't think Loch Ness has whales. So what could that be? Maybe we'll never know. The mysteries of the sea. So as a continuation of their mythical creatures display here at the museum, they've got the bunyip I think that's how you say it. A man-eating monster called the bunyip once lived in the rivers, lakes, and swamps of Australia. Its howl carried through the night air. And what did it look like? Well, it's super cute. Hey, buddy. He's got like a little mustache and a little belly. It's not very terrifying at all. Okay, this is the Eperonus. Is that how you'd say it? 700 years ago, they said that there was a bird so big, it's extinct. It used to live in Madagascar. Look how big it was. It's like a massive kind of emu or ostrich. And you don't think there's any relation to dinosaurs. Look at them clompers, those clodhoppers right there. That would be terrifying to see one of those things running around right now. Whoa. It's kind of neat. Some legends come from basic things. This is an elephant skull, but when people found it years ago, they thought that it was a cyclops, that was the cavity for the eye, and thus became the legend of the cyclops was actually just based on elephant skulls. But of course we know that now. Plus he doesn't have a big beard or a club in his hand. There's that. Yeah, like this guy. That's what they thought. On this side of the museum, they have sort of the homesteader and pioneer side of things. But look, here's what it cost to rent a place in 1940. Average rent here in Bozeman was $27 a month. Well, I guess when you're earning pennies a day, that's, I don't know what the average income was back then, but it still probably seemed like a lot of money, but I'm sure it would be nice to have rent that low now. Maybe that. Okay, Jason, let's see how many of these you can guess. What do you think is the cylinder record in this case? Which one?
It looks like what goes in our piano.
One.
Number one? Yep, that's a cylinder record. Which one is the electrical insulator, guys?
Electrical insulator?
Yeah, which one's the electrical insulator? Abigail thinks it's that one. What do you think, Steven?
Two.
Number two?
Yeah.
It is number two. What do you think is the sprinkler?
Which one? That one, probably 5.
It says it's made of brass and tin. I'll give you another clue.
Oh, it's 4.
It's number 4. That's a sprinkler head. Yeah. So we only have 2 to go. Which is the hog scraper?
Is it 3?
It says as part of the butchering process, dead pigs were placed in a pot of scalding water to loosen their hair.
Is it 3?
I'm thinking it's number 3.
Yeah.
That would make sense, yeah. Meaning number 5 is the Babcock tester. Hand-cranked centrifuges were used at dairymen to test milk. Yep. Okay, I think we got them all.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. And of course it wouldn't be a museum without at least a few old cars. There's a 1922 Oldsmobile, the open Phaeton. It's a pretty big car. Lightning gasoline, made in the West for use in the West. What a great sticker, what a great graphic that is. And they've got the old stagecoach over here, Morning Glory. Not much difference when you think about it between riding in a carriage and riding in that open car. I guess the suspension would be a little softer in the car, but you know, this was the technology. It's pretty much just add engine and go. It's nice that they preserve these things because you wouldn't think that something like this sitting outside would survive. It's an old water wagon. Don't think it's gonna hold any water any longer as it's got some slats missing from the bottom, but you get to see how they transported and moved things. This one was used in 1906 in the construction of the Swift Dam in Conrad, Montana, and somehow it survived all these years. Now this isn't a very big ore cart, but when you think about it, what it carries would actually be pretty valuable. This is from a gold mine. Do you imagine if you filled that up with gold ore? You'd have a fortune on your hands. Carts are really heavy. My mom walked by and said it reminds her of Indiana Jones when they go flying down the tracks. That always stood out in my mind too. It looked like fun, even though it was terrifying. As a kid watching that movie, that always looked like a fun ride. Oh, mink, muskrat, marten, otter. Has anybody watching ever had to do laundry on one of these, the washboard and basin? So you take your lye soap and you rub it on your washboard and you grab whatever's in your water, your shirt, your dirty socks, your trapdoor undies, whatever you have, and you scrub it back and forth on that, rinse it off. And if you've got a bunch of laundry in there, you could use this agitator. So if you ever see that, it looks like a metal plunger. That's for agitating your clothes. It's got the little outlet there for the water. You take your clothespins, hang it up and dry. And of course your iron that you heat up on your stove to get things nice and crisp. I imagine doing laundry was like an all-day event back then. Thank goodness for some technology. You don't realize how big a mammoth skull is until you see one next to a person. The kids coming in, and it actually dwarfs the children there and the doorway. That's just the skull. I heard they're trying to maybe re-engineer mammoths and release them back in the Arctic. Who knows? That'd be pretty amazing to see. I guess I never watched the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth Jurassic Park movies. Here's what they think the Tenotosaurus, I think that's what it's called, look like. All it's missing is a Def Leppard t-shirt to complete the look. That's pretty wild, the coloring on that, almost like a peacock, and the big hairy mane. World's worst party kazoo. The little tentacles pop out the end. The displays here are actually really cool though. It's a pretty good museum if you're in the area. You gotta come check it out. Outdoors they have a farmhouse that's replicating turn of the century life. She's getting her stove all fired up. Looks like she can make some coffee or tea now. I'm not getting too close, she's got a weapon. Putting the kids to work. Just a little, and it says once you get some water in, that you take it to the plants and give the flowers a water. Just like the old days. Yeah. Which one's you gonna water? Well, that was a lot of fun, and with the chickens behind us, we're off to Bozeman Beach, right here in town. So just on the other side of town, the Rotary Club, over a number of years, converted a former gravel pit into a little beach. So you can come down here, the kids can go swimming, you can go paddle boarding. It's not a super big lake, but it's a nice spot for people to come and hang out and spend some time on a nice sunny day. And at the other end of the park, if your kids are here and so inclined, they have a little climbing rock. And my boys are tackling the more difficult side right now. See how high up they can get. Partway up. Well, I guess persistence paid off. Jason made it up to the top. How's the view from up there? Good. So it's a new day and I'm continuing to do a little searching. Today I'm actually out with my brother Steve. Melissa and the kids and Heather and my mom are out shopping for clothes, so we thought we'd continue on and do a little shopping at pawn shops, and we've already hit one already. In fact, because it is a holiday weekend here, they've got a sale at a couple of the pawn shops, and I was lucky enough to go to one that had half price. What did I find? Daredevil number 45. It's graded on the board. Only paid $17 for it. It cost probably 45 bucks just to get this thing graded, so a great deal. And we're headed now to another pawn shop, right? Yep. Same company's doing a 50% off sale there. But while I was there, they had a very nice Omega watch from the 1950s. Or I'll have to date it, but it's from the 50s or 60s. It's the size of like a Rolex, date just of the same era. It's an automatic, it's in beautiful condition. That was half price as well. So if I'm finding deals like this today, I'm excited to do a little treasure hunting with my brother Steve. So we're gonna keep on going, and actually Steve found something cool too. This is a letter opener and a ruler, probably from the teens or 20s. It's solid silver. It was 30 bucks, and there's probably about $60 worth of silver alone there, maybe more. So we're finding deals today already. So let's go out and see what else we can find. You up for it, Steve?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, let's do this. Stopped at Four Corners Pawn, and yes, they've got the 50% off sale today because it is the holiday weekend. But look, Steve, they've even got old cars for sale. I wonder why that one's 35% off and that one's 40% off. Maybe because it's older. So there we go, an old Galaxy. It is a two-door hardtop, 500 two-door hardtop. but it has the, this look has all the feeling of being pulled fresh out of a field or something and dragged out here. Somebody spray painted over the weld marks and stuff. Where this Oldsmobile actually just looks like a good, honest survivor. Probably a drivable car. So weird to come to a pawn shop and they've got cars and stuff on sale. Yeah, the interior is pretty mint in this thing. Look at that. Who at home knows just from seeing this picture what that interior feels like to sit on? I don't know why they don't do ultra plush interiors on cars anymore. They're really comfy, but this thing's not in bad shape. Essentially, this Toronado is very similar to a Cadillac Eldorado, just a different kind of trim package. 40% off, Steve. You could drag it home with you.
Not today.
Not today. And I saw they've got an old tractor out there, 60% off. But let's hope if they're putting their cars on sale, maybe they've got other stuff that's cool on sale. It's the same company that I got the comic book from at their other location in town, and the watch. So fingers crossed we'll find some good stuff inside. Well, I got some nice knives over here. I know Steve's got a little bit of a knife collection, but all of these are half price. Don't see any watches yet, but I'll ask. Lots of guitars and stuff all on sale. Squires, it looks like some are off the wall, so maybe they kept the good stuff back, but looks like they've got more cowbell. Well, with the half price sale for a little over $7, $7.50, I could get a cowbell for my kid. So maybe no fancy watches or anything, but we've got cowbell. The other beautiful thing about being in Bozeman, Montana is that you've got the mountains all around you. So even if you're on your way to a Goodwill or a pawn shop like we are right now, it's just a breathtaking view everywhere you look. All right, let's see what they have at the Goodwill. We stopped along the way and got huckleberry milkshakes, which I'd never had before. It's awfully good. Well, your usual kind of stuff. But there's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle van from the newer movie. The older one looked like a Volkswagen. And the Playmobil James Bond car, but it's missing the roof. Lots of clothes and stuff, but I don't have my kids with me, and they're the ones that usually shop for the clothes, so I'm kind of just looking for missed opportunities that might be sitting on the shelf here. But so far, don't see anything I really need. Maybe I'm getting too picky, or maybe I just wasn't picky enough before. Either way, you never know what you're gonna find, so it's definitely worth having a look. So far, Steve has found a little Coleman camp heater. That's like a little stove. What would you cook on that? Beans?
Yeah, beans.
Beans are the perfect thing for that. And this is actually not a bad price. This is a skill saw for $20. That's a fantastic deal. If I had the room in the car to bring it back, I'd probably haul it back with me, but it's a handy little thing to have. And I'm sure this is not a bad deal for this. I can't remember what brand name this is. OG Girl, but it's like a little ice cream truck or gelato truck, and it's got all little accessories in there. Looks like they went over some big bumps and knocked everything over. But $10 for that. I'm sure if your kid was into dolls, that's a fun little play set to have. Takes up a lot of room though, but $10 is a darn good deal. One thing that's worth looking for when you're at a Goodwill like this are component systems like this. This is a stereo receiver, so if you've got a record player or a cassette deck or whatever you want hooked up to it, you got to have one of these to make it work. Price on that? $9.99. Not too shabby at all. All right, we're gonna have a little stopover in the clothing area. I am kind of having a look to see if there's maybe an old Western shirt. Oh, there's a Wrangler Western shirt, extra large though. A little too big, but a little bit on the older size. I'm hoping to find maybe like a nice old men's Western shirt, and my daughter is always looking for cool kind of graphic t-shirts. Not quite like that, but she likes to modify them and make them look the way she wants. I think this row of t-shirts starts down here. Let's say somebody's corporate shirt that they've had too many of and donated. These all have collars. We'll keep on looking. Gosh, those are like, they're still selling these brand new at Costco right now. I think those are brand new. What's the price? $24. Honestly, that's more than what Costco was selling those for, I think, or about similar price. Not that I'm in the market for shoes like that. or turquoise and leather cowboy boots. Actually, there's a market for vintage cowboy boots, so I should keep my eyes open for those too. There's a collector for everything, it seems. Now, although I'm not finding shirts that I think my daughter might wear or like, or my son for that matter, there are things to look for. If you're ever at a Goodwill like this is a Luke Bryan shirt, but if you find concert shirts like this is, and that's a tour shirt, somebody went to that show, $3.99. Something like that is probably worth $30, $40 to the right person. I'm not a Luke Bryan fan myself, but in the world of making money, that's probably a thing worth picking up. Now, if you came across the old stuff, like the Def Leppard and all that, then you really be in good shape. But since there's some tour shirts in here, I'm gonna look through and see if maybe there's some others. And so this is what I brought back from Bozeman, Montana. We had this Alfa Romeo dealership flag, which I found on Facebook Marketplace with the matching emblem, both original dealership pieces, $5 paid for the pair, $2.50 each. The Daredevil comic from the pawn shop, got that for $17. The Omega automatic, the Speedmaster or Seamaster watch, 34 mil, actually a really nice piece. Got that for half price. And the Corgi fire truck, that came out of Butte, Montana, $10 paid for that. $250 on the motorcycle. I think all in all, some pretty good scores. So I had a great time in Montana, both visiting Bozeman and Butte. Found the majority of the antiques that I could get at a good price were in the Butte area, and probably a lot more to be found out there, as there's a ton of buildings which aren't really occupied. But lots of fun out in that area, and really nothing bad to say about Bozeman at all. It was very clean, very nice. Everybody was friendly. My whole family had a great trip. So thank you, Montana, for a great time. Thank you to Steve and his family for having us out there to visit, and my sister Heather for being patient with me as always, and my family. So guys, I'm off for more adventures. Stay tuned for more. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, which is somewhere up here, and hit the notification bell so you get notified when my videos come out. Stay tuned for more, guys, as I keep digging around all across the country to see what treasures I can dig up. You guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you all soon, and as always, bye for now.